Welcome to Frank Factualities, the podcast. My name is Yolanda. Thank you all for tuning in with me for another week, for another episode. I am glad and happy to be back with each and every one of you. Life update. Every time I think about it, I'm just like, there's nothing going on, which is just my daily routine. So, like, is that really that interesting? What I can tell you all is that I have a live podcast coming up February 10th. It's in Orangeburg, South Carolina, and it is at the Nine Bar and Grill. If you follow me on social media, you will see the flyer posted on Instagram. It is on Facebook. I think I put it on TikTok. If I didn't, I'll try to post a story up of that. You know, those are videos, and I think I posted it on Twitter, aka X. But find that flyer. I've been getting a lot of questions, and not necessarily like from social media people, but mainly from people who like know me. And then I see some people who share the podcast. They've been telling me like, yeah, so and so asked me what that's about. So guys, it's really just the podcast at an actual event, and it's being done live, so you get to be a part of the live audience and watch the podcast. So you get to, and of course I'm recording it, but it is a live podcast in the flesh, and you get to come sit. Not only do you get to come sit and watch the conversation, but you also get to be a part of the conversation. So if you have questions, you want someone to expound on something they said, you want to interrogate them about something they said, you have a question or a situation you want us to review or go over, that it will be your opportunity to get up. You can ask your question. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. Nothing serious. It is at a bar and lounge. So just understand that this isn't your stuffy conference where you see a panel of people and they're sitting there with their suit and ties on and they're just, answering everything politically correct. That's not what that is. Although I think what sets me apart from maybe other podcasts when they're panel guests on is that I do try to include experts. So, of course, it's Valentine's weekend that's coming up, or week, I should say, because I think it falls on a Wednesday, Valentine's Day, that is. It's going to be about relationships, everything about relationships. So I can't say that this is a specific topic because we want to have a conversation, but we'll be talking about toxic masculinity, toxic femininity. We'll be talking about the sassy season that women seem to think that men are in. We're going to be talking about making moves and applying pressure and all things just relationship, whether there be romantic or platonic relationships. So we'll start the conversation with a question, and then we'll allow it to lead into that. And then I'll ask a few questions. So it's going to be really interesting, kind of like the live, my 100th episode when I had the panel on. Imagine that, but just in person and a lot more live. So again, if you're in the area, February 10th, 6 o'clock, again, no admission charge. We just ask that you come, have a good time, get a drink if you want one, get something to eat because the kitchen and the bar will be open. So yeah, the only money you would need is money for you to buy you something if you need it. I'm going to do a couple giveaways. We're just going to have a good time. So that is what's going on right now with me. I'm actually planning and prepping for that. So I am going to do a short little video, probably kind of answering the questions that I've been getting about what the podcast was called, the private parlay. That may have thrown people off. My friend said it did, but y'all know I like catchy stuff or like different stuff because the podcast is named Frank Factualities. You don't know how many times I get asked, what does that mean? There was a method to my madness, but it pretty much just meant like blunt facts about the realities of my life. So I just came up with that phrase, Frank Factualities, because they're actual facts and actuality or realities of me and the experience that I've gone through, me speaking about them as bluntly and as frank as I can. So that's where the term came from. If you're new here and didn't know, or if you're not new, that's where that came from. So when I thought about what could I call these live sessions that I had, I didn't want it to just be like, oh, it's Frank Factualities, the podcast, because to me, this is a branch off of it. So what could it be? So a parlay is like a political term. It was used for like war, not wars, but in time of conflict where two enemies or two opposing sides would come together and they would pretty much discuss something. They, of course, would be on opposite ends of the thing that they were discussing. So they would call that a parlay. So I just added the word private parlay because, again, it's at an exclusive spot and at a private location where we're going to have a conversation. And obviously, it's going to be a panel of people and they will be, talking about opposing things because not everybody's going to agree. So that's just my little catchy way of calling or creating a name for the session. So it's a private parlay. And the private parlays could be anything. This time it's a private parlay relationships, but I didn't want to throw everybody off the first time. Next time it could be a private parlay election edition, a private parlay so-and-so edition. So, it'll be a couple of different editions of the private parlay. So I'm trying to get everything together. It's my first time. So there's a lot of things I don't know, but there's a lot of things I'm hoping to learn through the process. So just like with this podcast, as I do this, hopefully it'll get better and better and better. So that's what's going on in my life, guys. Now let's get into street talk. Krishan Rock is going on. That is what's going on. I, for the life of me, don't know why this woman is so obsessed with Blueface. I thought that once she had a baby, as most of us do, we mature when we have kids and it makes us become a little bit more protective of our energy and our spirit. But then I had to think, not everyone, and I'm not saying she has mental issues. What I'm saying is that not everyone is emotionally or mentally stable enough to be able to handle uh, trauma and conflict and issues, and especially when you add some sort of substance abuse, whether it's alcohol or drugs, a lot of times that stuff just doesn't play well when it comes to people who are already emotionally unstable. So she's moved back to this house. First of all, where's Jaden? I thought they were engaged, but for her to be able to, her as in Krishan, move back in the Blueface's house, you ain't with your baby mama no more? I'm confused. You asked her to marry you, but then you bought a house for her and the kids. Krishan moves back into your house while you're in jail. She covers up her tattoo of you when she was done with you. Then she puts another tattoo on her face. Then there's some other girl that says she's the girlfriend, and then she tattoos his face on the butt. Now, I'm gonna tell you what I think it is. It is competition with other women. A lot of times we don't even want the man. We just don't want nobody else to have them, or we don't want anybody else to have the clout that we thought we had with this person or the control of it. It has absolutely nothing to do with Blueface. At the end of the day, she fighting to be relevant. She fighting to be number one. And all of us have felt that. Let's be clear. Now, I'm a little older, and obviously that hasn't happened to me lately. But when you are younger, a lot of times you're just stupid, and not even just stupid in love. You just stupid, and you just in it for the wrong. I'm gonna show her. She thinks she got something over me. He gonna come back to me all the time. I can always go back when you really don't want the dude. I mean, I've seen old women do that too now, which I feel like that's still you're not emotionally mature to still be playing with dudes at 40. But at the end of the day, it still happens. If you know you don't want somebody, let them go so somebody else can get them. Don't be playing with people's emotions just because you're competing with another girl because you don't want her to win. There's no competition or competing with another woman. A man is going to do what all of y'all allow. So he's going to play with you, Krishan. He's also going to play with that other girl. He's going to play with Jaden. Whoever lets him do it, he's going to do it. There are no winners in the situation. All you want to do is one up the other girl, and it's stupid. So I wish all of them the best. At the end of the day, I understand, which is what I try to do. I try to put myself in everybody's shoes. And to be honest, there are not many situations that I haven't gone through that I can't relate or understand. So I always come from a place of understanding. But because I'm older, I'm also coming from a place of growth, knowing that that ain't it. That is not it. So moving on to the next topic of street talk. Nicki Minaj and Meg the Stallion. I know y'all tired of it because it has been cross our timeline. Now, I'm going to try to start from the beginning, but I don't know the beginning, just like I'm sure you all don't. So when did this beef start? I have no idea. I know y'all know that Megan had a song that Nicki was a part of. I can't remember the name of the song. Something about the hotties, because it's always that. Something about summer. I don't remember. I just remember the video. They were in green and black, and Nicki was doing that whack twerk that we all can do on the bed by just moving our arms up and down, and our butt will automatically shake if you have fat. So she wasn't really twerking. She was doing that little stiff move, and everybody was talking about that. So that's all I remember from that era. So then, of course, Meg ended up doing WAP with Cardi B. Now, people would ask Megan, how you think Nicki gonna feel about that? Because at that time, Nicki was beefing with Cardi. Her thing was, it's about the money. Why would she care? This is business. This ain't nothing personal, which I'm sure it was with Nicki. I'm doing a song with you, but we're in a business. So if I'm partnering with you on a song, why we got to be friends because we did a song together? And I think maybe that's the issue with the industry. Like, just because you collab with somebody doesn't mean that you have to be their friend. People in business collab all the time or work together. That doesn't mean that we got to be besties. We got to go out to dinner, or that doesn't mean that I can't work with anybody else. I got friends that ain't my friends' friends and vice versa. And I ain't got to be mad because I might not like that person that they rock with. That person is their own individual and can do whatever they want. But everybody seems to think that that's when the conflict happened. Now, the Barbs tend to think that, oh, Megan came for her family. I don't know when. Maybe that was more of a recent thing. I don't know. So then let's get into more recent things. So then to me, this is my timeline of what has happened. So that's what I feel like started all of this. Then people kept saying that now maybe Megan was throwing shots at Nicki in songs. I couldn't tell because they all be talking about bitches is this, hoes is that, niggas is it. I don't know who they're talking about. But I do know that Nicki has thrown shots in her songs and it's been a little bit more direct than that, because I don't fuck with horses since Christopher Reeves. She said, bitch, stay in your Tory lanes. I am not Iggy. Like, those are the two things, two different songs, might I add, both on this new album that she put out, right? So then, of course, Megan had did her song Cobra. Might I add, I feel like Cobra was a very vulnerable song. It takes a lot for somebody to come out and express their emotions. I can't say that Nicki is that type of artist. I've heard maybe two songs. Obviously, Moment for Life. I'm not a fan, so Barb's don't kill me. And when I say I'm not a fan, I like songs. If I like a song, I rock with it. But I'm out of that era of a super fan of anybody. So I'm not running to go cop an album soon as it drops. I might download it and listen to it in the car on long trips and then see what songs I like and then rock with those songs, add those to my favorite playlist. But gone are the days where I'm just a super fan, getting all the pictures, following them, waiting for them to go live so I can join. To me, that's a teenage game. And if you still a super fan of anybody, I question your judgment. Because I mean, do you not have a life? There's nothing else going on. How you got time to track this? Yes, I be talking about hot topics, but I don't track these people. I see what I see when I scroll, and I just got a good memory when it comes to those things to just kind of remember, like, oh, that's crazy. But I'm not obsessed with anybody's life, and nor am I defending anyone. But moving along, so I can't say she hasn't been vulnerable on all songs. So let me not say that. The songs that I've heard, haven't really heard anything heartfelt, like, okay, I'm going deep with this one. She does have a song about wanting the old Nicki back. I like that song actually. It's a great motivational song. And it wasn't popular, so it wasn't like it was on the radio. It's just a song that I found that I really rock with. And obviously Moment for Life. But to me, this song with Megan, she was talking deep, like suicidal type stuff. So then I felt like it was distasteful when her ex-boyfriend Party came out. Now, yes, maybe she was talking about him. But if you are following, her and Party had been broken up for a while prior to that song coming out. And she was even dating, I think he would play soccer or something because people saw them in the public together. So she really could have been talking about him. But obviously, because Party was the most long relationship and it was length and time there, they just assumed, and he confirmed, in her words, a hit dog will holla. So then he comes out with this song and tells all her business. Oh, you got lipo, you going to the gym. Sidebar on the lipo. Who gives a shit if Megan had lipo to help her belly fat out? Because we all know that belly fat be stubborn. But you can tell that girl lost real weight. God darn, lipo don't fix that face. You know what I'm saying? Like, lipo don't slim your face. And when I say fix, I don't mean something was wrong with her face. What I'm saying is that you want to lose weight in your face, unless you popping some pills, God darn, lipo is not going to make you slim in the face. So because you can see in her face she's lost weight, she did more than just lipo. And she obviously has been in the gym because, and she ain't got no surgery either, because as we real women know, people always be like, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to lose my ass. That's not realistic. You lose weight, you go lose everything. So Megan's butt is not as big as it was. She has a hell of a shape now, but she doesn't have that, protruding ass as she did because she's lost weight genuinely. So whatever he said, she didn't intentionally get no lipo in the butt. Nobody does that. So she clearly has lost some weight because of going to the gym, and maybe she got some help with lipo. Who cares? I co-sign more for lipo than these women sitting here tummy tucking and taking Ozempic. It's a bit much. But moving all along. So then, of course, I feel like Nicki took some of those things that she heard from Party song. And then after Nicki came out with this new song, which she was like, I'm going to put it all to rest, because let's be clear, it's not just Nicki coming after Meg. She got her ex-friend. She got an ex-boyfriend. She got Tory Lanez fans. She got Tory. She got Nicki. It's all these people just coming at her for whatever reason. So then I mean, and the song wasn't just about Nikki. Let's be clear. She was throwing shots at everybody, but I guess Nikki was waiting. And these are her own words. We were waiting for you. So she was waiting on her, and then she went on a rampage. I mean, days on days on days, she went on a rampage. All y'all noticed, I ain't telling y'all nothing new. And then she drops her little Bigfoot. Now, the line was very funny. I don't take myself serious and I like to laugh. But I agree with a lot of critics and what they've been saying. Had these bars been the first time I heard it in the song, then it would be hilarious and it would be like, oh my gosh, she said this. But she already hit us with the lines. So, I mean, you can't keep telling the same joke over and over to the same person. It ain't gonna hit the same the second, the third, or the fourth time like the first. So I just think she blew her load because of all of the excitement. Like, yeah, I got one. And then things just to me turned worse because it's not like Megan came out and said anything else after she dropped it. She literally just dropped it and then started promoting the song. She did say, I'm gonna lay it to rest. So people are like, well, why is she talking about her dead mother? Because she said that on the thing. Why is she going in? And then the Barbs are like, but she talked about Nikki family. Let me go ahead and clear something up. Y'all got to get out y'all feeling about truth. If somebody is telling the truth on something, you can't be mad at the truth. And especially when it's your truth and it's public truth. Ain't nobody told no lie. At the end of the day, she's saying, she making a joke too, just like the Bigfoot joke. That you mad at Megan's Law, in that you mad because your husband can't, got to register. He can't go nowhere. Like, that's what it was a clever punchline on her name, and I thought it was clever and it was funny. At the end of the day, she wasn't talking about her family. I mean, that man is a grown man. He don't need Nikki to defend him. Neither does he need you all, Barbs, to defend him. At the end of the day, he know what he did. There are consequences to the decisions that you make. And so he has to live with them, meaning that people are going to be in your business. That is Googleable information. You can Google that man's name and see that he is a sex offender. That's the purpose of Megan's Law, is making sure that people are aware when they have sex offenders in their area. So at the end of the day, this is no secret. This is, oh, she's not talking about family. Nikki don't need to defend no grown man, okay? At the end of the day, nobody ain't saying nothing about her kids because most people know better. You don't, Nikki did, I mean, Cardi, Lord, calm down, Yolanda. Meg didn't talk about her son or anything because she understands that that's off limits, and nor her dad for that matter. So for her to speak about her mom and this stuff with the grave site, and then all I can see is the Barb saying, let's be real, nobody went to the grave site. Of course not. Duh. Reading is fundamental. The article didn't say that. It said that because the address was posted, then they heightened the security to make sure no one goes there to do anything to the gravesite. That's what they said. Just read. Stop just reading the article. You're going to read the cover every time and think you can write a book report on it? Like, at the end of the day, read the full article. Nobody says anybody went there, but the fact that somebody was so bold to post it, and then I don't know this because I unfollowed Nikki a long time ago, only because she was just too negative. She was just saying all type of reckless things and throwing shade, and it was obvious. And I don't like viewing all of that negativity on my timeline. You want me to unfollow you, it's gonna be because of that. It's like, well, dang, you ain't gonna never post nothing positive. The only thing she bigs up is herself. And so I just didn't like that. And again, I don't hate her because she's an artist, y'all. Like, she literally is just a music artist. She's not a doctor. She ain't the Pope. She does music. So I either like her for it or if I don't. And the fact that you can't like another female artist because she wouldn't like it if you like somebody else is stupid. Do you only have one male artist that you listen to? Or do you not listen to everybody? So you only gonna like Future? You ain't gonna like Drake either? You don't listen to 21 Savage. You don't listen to anybody else. You only listen to this one person because you don't want them to get jealous that you're a fan of somebody else's. Say that out loud now. Just say that out loud. We only do that with the female artists. Oh, I'm only allowed to like one female. They are musical artists, and their product or what they sell to you all is their music. You either like it or you don't, and it is okay. It is based on taste. You can be like, Nikki went hard, sure. Megan went hard, sure. Megan won. Nikki won. That is all your personal opinion. Don't nobody give a shit which one you pick. That's your choice. You can't argue with me if I don't agree with you on that because tomatoes, tomato. You get what I'm saying? Like, how old are we again? No, because Nikki won. In your opinion. These are all our opinions. Have we forgotten the definition of that? And I feel like I've gone on way too much of a rant about this, but it's been boiling my blood. I ain't even getting my topic and I'm 20 minutes in yet. already on the podcast. So I'm going to get off of it. All I'm saying is, and this is what we're talking about tonight, because of course I'm streamlining the hot topic street talk into what the topic is of the day, and it's beef. And Biggie said that beef is when you got to tote two gats to go to sleep. So now, them are they toting two gats to go to sleep? I doubt it. They ain't got no gats. They ain't going to sleep with their gats because it really ain't beef. And then Nikki says, "Oh, people been playing in my face for 6 years. I'm a mother, and I'm just sick of it. I got to defend myself." Okay, were people playing in your face, or was Megan playing in your face? Because seems like you have selective anger. If people been playing, then go off on people. By all means, do what you want to do, boo. But it seemed like you going way hard on this poor girl, and you ain't go that hard for everybody else. I just don't remember that. So all I'm saying is be fair. You gonna bust shots, bust them everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, is it really that serious? Oh, I forgot. She said that Megan told her to drink alcohol and get rid of her baby. Really? If y'all saw that live, them girls was already drinking or doing whatever they was doing. And just like your friends are drinking, like, yo, girl, you gonna have a baby? Well, you can get rid of it if you don't want to. And all in jokes and fun. That girl didn't. You act like she did death threats. I'm gonna make you drink alcohol so you can get rid of your baby, and you need to get an abortion. I mean, who does that? Y'all, that's just stupid. You defend what you want to defend. Y'all can defend that all y'all want to and say that's the reason, but it can't no 20-something-year-old woman convince no 40-year-old woman to do nothing that they don't want to do, nor is no 40-year-old something old woman getting offended. And yes, I'm calling it age because as we get older, we do mature. And can't nobody tell y'all that ain't the truth, and y'all can't say it to yourself because we are not the same people we were 5 years ago. And if you are, then something is wrong. All I'm saying is that we are here to give wisdom when we are of older age, and we're the moral compass. And if it was something that she didn't like, just tell her like, yo, that's not really cool, like that's kind of tacky, don't say it. That ain't nothing to have no beef over. You get what I'm saying? And so, no, Nikki didn't say it about her mother, but from what the people say, she definitely liked the comment of the people leaking the address for the gravesite. But have you all had beef with somebody to that extent that you talk about their dead family, that you throw shots on social media? Now, I've seen that now in real life, like where people just blast everybody's business and go on a rant. They either post it on their stories or they post it on their page. They call out names, they add people, they show pictures. To be honest, I've only seen that when people are emotionally tied. Like it's always about a relationship going bad. Like your man did something, so you beefing with that girl or you beefing with him. I've never really seen it where it's just solely some beef that ain't got nothing to do with no dude. So everybody's saying with the Meg and Nikki thing, like, oh, it's just rap beef and everybody's done it. But let's be clear, these people had rap beef in their 20s. We can't compare Biggie and Pac. Them niggas died behind that stupid beef. So we're not even going to bring that up. But they were in their 20s. Same thing with Nas and got darn, what his name is, Jay-Z. Them boys was in their 20s. You think right now, because Jay-Z is almost 50, he's older than us, about the beef with got darn the baby? You really think Jay-Z go do a diss song about the baby at 50 something? Let's just think about it. No. So all I'm saying is it's room for everybody. Nicki is like her fan said that she got mad at you, Nicki Minaj. You've already paid the way. You don't got nothing to prove. Like Beyonce said on her documentary, I don't have nothing to prove no more. So have fun with your music. Put it out for your fans, but you don't have to compete with them girls. They young. They got a ways to go. They got their career right there. Let them have fun. Let them make their money. It's room for everybody. I'm not just going to be a Nicki fan. I'm not just going to be a Cardi fan. I'm not just going to be a Lotto fan. I like what I like, and it depending on the day, that's going to change. Same thing with this beef that y'all having. Like, it's not real. You can choose who you want to like, who you don't want to like, but at the end of the day, you don't get to be bullies to people about nonsense music or about even a man for that matter. Like, where do we get the nerve saying that because you said this to me, then I'm gonna call you? Like I said, no, I am all is fair when the truth is on the table. I am a big proponent. I'm not gonna get mad at nobody for telling the truth. If you say something about me and it's the truth, to me, we ain't got no beef. You just told the truth. Now, if you lie on me, you do something like trying to take my money, you know what I'm saying? Or like take food out of my mouth, like you trying to get me fired, you doing manipulative things, then yeah, we got beef. Because I don't care how mad I'm mad at somebody, I'm not going to jeopardize their livelihood. I'm not calling a job, trying to get them fired. I'm not posting things so that they can get fired or snitching on them about something. That's just too much. I don't care what we got going on. That's not my place. If you got beef with that person, I feel like number one, it ain't beef if you can't address them personally. I don't care what nobody say. That's what I stand 10 toes down on that. If you got beef with somebody, you got to address them head on. If you ain't never looked them people in their eye and had a conversation with them, then you ain't got no beef. And I mean that, man or woman. If you ain't ever sat and have, then don't be talking about you don't like them people. I don't like so and so. Have you ever told them you didn't like them? Because if you can't stand on that, then you ain't really got no beef with nobody. You just don't like them, and that's okay. But you ain't got to go deep with it like, I don't fuck with them. You just don't like them. You don't like them because of something they did and you don't talk to them, and that's fine. But you ain't got no beef with me, because if you can't address me, you ain't got no problem. I just think that that's weak for you to be around here telling people and hoping that people join your side to not like this person when you ain't even never told this person you don't fool with them, or you ain't even never had a conversation with them about why you mad, right? And everybody want to be bad. Everybody want to be gangsters. Because, see, I don't play about mine. Who does? That's the stupidest thing people can say. I hate to hear people say, I don't play about my kids. I don't play about my sister. I don't play about my mama. No one does. Let me make sure the mic on. Nobody plays about their family. That's a given. Nobody needs you to broadcast that. Nobody also needs you to be like, because I'm from so-and-so. We say that stupid stuff out of anger. I can't say that I have never said that before. But let's be clear. Being from the hood, being around people that are hood, don't make you hood, right? I am certified ghetto, okay? I am from the hood, born and raised, okay? I'm only 2 seconds from it right now, where I stay, okay? But I am from the hood. However, I wouldn't consider myself hood, as in gangsta bitch. I just wouldn't. But I feel like experiences make you hood. So if I'm from the hood and I've been experiencing hood things, then I may be a little hood. So I'm not going to say that I'm gangster, but because of my experiences, then I'm probably not going to respond the same way you do if somebody walks in a place and holds a gun to stick the place up. You may scream and fall out. But where I come from, niggas been high every day pulling out guns, playing around in your face with it, threatening to do this. And you got to hold your composure, because if you make a slight move, you probably going to get popped just because this nigga high and he don't know what he doing. So you just got to stay calm and be like, chill. Let the person who got the best rapport with him, or the person he's scared with, handle that, and you just chill. But what I'm saying is, if you ain't never been put in those situations, then you're not going to know how to act. So I don't like when people act tough because they got tough people around them. You can't fight your own battles. You don't deserve to have them. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be able to stand on your own regardless. Yeah, your people going to have your back. Again, that's a given. But do you have your own back? And I'm going to tell you, I'm not gangster by all means. I don't even have an anger problem. I don't think so. You know what gets in my way? And I don't know if this is you all. It's my ego. My ego messes me up every time. Like when I say it's my ego and my pride, I'll add that in. That is what it is. It's like I don't like for somebody to look me in my face and dare me, or play in my face, and then I can't do nothing about it. So I'll do something about it just because I feel like the disrespect. Like, how dare you say this to me? Or how dare you be in my face lying? Like, you ain't lying. Like, I need you to know that I don't play that. I don't play that. So I'm going to call it out every time. Whatever I do, I'm going to make sure that it's me calling it out. I just can't. I can't do it. If I say, I remember one time I told this girl, shut up before I slap you. And she's kept going on talking. I was like, shut up before I slap. But I done said it now. So here go my pride and ego. I done said that, this was young. If you say something else, I'm going to slap you. So now I got to stand on business because I said it. So now slap her, because I said if you say something, I'll slap you. Just that used to be my issue. And then quick little story again. I was working at the flea market. I probably was in like my early 30s, and I think I had my son. So I'm gonna say I was in my early 30s, 30, 31, something like that. My homegirl came by to just chat up with me, and she was standing at the table, or one of the tables, and you know how you just put your phone down while you're talking or whatever. She had put her phone down, and then the next time she turned to go look for the phone wasn't there. So she was like, yo, call my phone. So I called her phone, and it rung. And the reason we knew it was her phone, because that was back then when people had a ringtone for every person that called them. And so, you have a specific song. So I think she had some Beyonce song or something down for my ringtone, but we knew that that was me calling. So then when the song went off, we heard like, oh shit, across the table. Like literally the people were right behind us at another table across the way. So it's just like a walkway in between us. And she digs in her pocket, must be to turn the phone off from ringing. So my friend was like, excuse me, do you have my phone? Oh my God. When people caught in something, they always show out for whatever reason. Oh my God, I don't have your phone. What are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. So she was just like really lying in my friend's face. Now we know she had the phone. She looked young. She was with a group of girls and they looked like they were young. So they either were in their teens, like late teens, like 16, 17, 18, 19, or maybe very early 20s, like 20. I don't think that they were past 21 based on the look. And we saw them with a older lady earlier that day because they had already been walking up and through the flea market. So again, we thought that these were teenagers. So we can't beat ass of a teenager because we grown women at this point. So then I got annoyed because I'm like, girl, just give her her phone. We know that you have it. So then now I got in the girl face. And I mean, if I had puckered my lips, I would have kissed this girl. That's how close we were just arguing. I was that livid that I was literally about to go in that little girl's pocket and just take the phone. And of course, we were throwing shots, saying whatever we wanted to say, threatening each other, all that good stuff. But I just could not stand the fact that she was lying to our face. And I felt like I needed to do something because, again, why you lying? So because that's where I worked, and I'm just going, this was funny. A lot of my homeboys that were out there selling stuff too, because I didn't really sell. I was working for somebody that used to sell t-shirts, but it was all kind of people out there selling counterfeit purses, counterfeit Gucci, Louis, everything, burnt DVDs, which were counterfeit and illegal. So my homeboy comes to me and was like, yo, chill, before they be done call the police, you gonna have us, our spot blown, and got darn, we gonna, they gonna take us to jail. Like everybody gonna get locked up out here, so you gotta chill. So he just pulled me away from the girl. But that's just how adamant I was about the situation, because I just can't stand to see that. But again, I was ready to stand on it. Am I a fighter? No. I probably ain't fought nobody since probably was in middle school. At the end of the day, I'm a lot of mouth, but not mouth that I can't back. I'm not scared to fight. I just hadn't been in any fights because, to be honest, I don't have an anger issue. I usually don't get mad about something to the point where I want to put my hands on people. I don't like disrespect, and that can make me feel, a little prideful, and my ego gets in the way to feel like I gotta prove something. And I've been working on that, but again, never scared. When you come from where I come from and seeing some of the things that I've seen, fear ain't really something that jumps up at you first. That's not what usually happens. And I'm gonna be honest, I did MMA for a little while. Not that I can do MMA now, but what I can tell you is that when you learn some self-defense techniques and things that is kind of like muscle memory, it's not, you don't even need strength. You just learn things that you can do that will get people up off you or choke somebody out. That gives you a level of confidence that can't nobody speak into you. You get what I'm saying? Which is why I want my son to do MMA, but that's another story. Even if he just trains MMA or boxing, trust me, it'll do a lot for your confidence. So if you got little kids, or even if it's you and you're thinking about, okay, what can I do to make them tougher? Put them in a boxing class, put them in a karate class, put them in an MMA class. When I tell you that thing gives you all kind of confidence, that thing gives you all kind of confidence. So anyway, that was my last encounter. And then let me tell you, she clearly had beef with us because my friend and I worked at the same job. And this may have been like a year after that situation, or months. I can't remember. But we went into a Subway together during our lunch break. And we were literally standing there, and the girl was getting orders from the people behind us, till one lady was just like, they're in front of me. Why would you ask me? And then they were like, I'm sorry, man, what do you want? She was like, no, I'm not telling you because you need to serve them women. And then my friend was like, you know these girls? I was like, I don't know that. She was like, yes, you do. This is the girl from the flea market that stole my phone that time. Why are you mad at us? You stole my friend's phone. So what you mad for? And now you don't want to serve us. Why do you even remember us? Because I don't remember you, sis. You know what I'm saying? As we should have, because you took my friend's property. But I don't remember you. So now you got beef with us that you won't serve us at your place of employment? What type of shenanigans? It was just crazy. I wouldn't know that girl if I saw her today. I promise you I wouldn't. She could be at a restaurant, be done spitting my food. I'd probably speak to her like, hey, how are you? I don't remember. I don't. Like, it's so much stuff. That's what I'm like. How do you have time to have beef? There's so much going on in my life. I don't be remembering these people. I don't have time to remember what somebody said, what somebody did. you just may not like a person, but to say you got beef, that ain't, you know what I'm saying? Unless somebody sit there and stole all you had and left you hanging dry where you ended up homeless or something. We don't have, I don't know nobody that got no real beef with nobody. Even when it comes down to somebody, the street beef, like, okay, somebody shot my brother, that can be a lifelong hurt that you go through. That can be something that you will never forgive that person for. I can't say that you have beef with that person. You just are angry at that person and you will never forgive them for what they did to your loved one. But at the end of the day, nothing is ever worth you jeopardizing your livelihood for some type of unrealistic drama, or again behind some truth that somebody exposed about you, because 9 times out of 10, or jealousy from another person. I just can't see it. I don't know where it's come from. So frankly, the fact of the matter is we don't have beef with people. I don't feel like beef exists, not at a certain age. And unless you're in the street and somebody stole your dope, I just don't understand where this beef come from. Are you got enemies because you stole, like you a kick door dude, like all you did was break into people's house and now people got a vendetta against you to get back at you. And like Biggie said, you got to sleep with two gats. You don't have beef. So we going to let Biggie tell y'all what beef is. And if that ain't how you living, then you don't have no beef. You get what I'm saying? So that's my time, guys. Until next week, I'll holla at y'all. Bye.